Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome back to another gorgeous afternoon here in Alabama. We are back at Talladega Superspeedway, and it's going to be an exciting one out here with Roughneck Racing. Kevin, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm super excited for this one. As per usual, this is the Roughneck series, one of the best series as we host or not host, but have the privilege of broadcasting and I'm super excited for this one, Luke.
I am as well, Kevin, and as you guys may know, for this for the Roughneck Racing series we do out here and get to broadcast, the way they do these races, it's going to be 2 heat races, and that's going to determine where everyone starts on the main qualify. So I believe we do have our first grid in at the moment. Kevin, you want to go and take that away for us?
Yeah, let's take it away with the grid. On your pole tonight for heat number 1 is going to be Joshua McCullough, and on his outside it's going to be James Wagner. In the second row, it's going to be Matthew Baker and Garrett Maines. Third row is going to be Stephen Miles and Brian Hennings. Fourth row is going to be Thomas Parker and Axel Smith. Fifth row is going to be Chris Melton and Nick Seipel. Sixth row is going to be Landon Velicki and Mark Vondell. Then we're going to see Cody Martin and Dylan C. Jones. And rounding us out, we're going to see Brock Westmoreland and Landon Stoker. That's going to be your grid for the first heat. It's going to be a 16-car grid. We have about 32, 33 entries, so that's going to be heat 1 of 2, and all the drivers are going to make it into the main event. I would like to point out, all drivers into the main event. These heats are just to determine where they start in that main event.
And yeah, like you said, Kevin, we got a strong grid out here tonight. It is going to be an exciting one. All the drivers going to be making it through to the main race tonight. And one thing I do want to point out here before we get ready to go green, we currently have, for the first time in at least our broadcasting history, a full range of drivers in terms of safety rating. We have drivers at the worst and the best safety ratings of the night. So we are going to be seeing a complete mix-up of driver talents, safety rating, and I rating. So it's going to be a big one out here at Talladega tonight on the fastest track in NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this one. It's going to be fast. It's going to be choppy. I can feel the competitiveness brewing in this one, so really excited to see how this one goes. Thanks to everyone that's come out to watch it, and this is going to be Heat 1, going green this time by. It's going to be led off by none other than Josh McCullough. Nothing new there. He's all too familiar with that front row, Luke.
Yeah, it seems like we're calling on those same names night after night, and no surprise there. Among those top 3, it's going to be Joshua McCullough, James Wagner, Matthew Baker, and Garrett Maines. I mean, those are 4 big names that we see out here almost every single night, and they seem to get it done almost every single night, and, with all 4 of them starting up here in this top 4, it's going to make for a very, very interesting first handful of laps.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for this first heat, but there's a lot of interesting names in the second heat that I think are going to be just as competitive, just as exciting. But pace cars coming in this time at Alabama, at Talladega, in the Xfinity cars, going green as we go through the tri-oval. Here we go. They're coming to the Geico restart zone. It's going to be Josh McCullough with the command. And we are green here at Talladega as they are going up through the gears, straight to the checkered flag, or straight to the start-finish, and here we go. And already running super tight is going to be Garrett Maines, and he's going to get back up on his line, maybe sucked in a little bit, but I think he's going to... James Wagner is going to stay up on that third line, and he's going to fall back. McCullough is going to stay on the inside, and he's going to stay in first. It's going to be McCullough, and then Baker. Baker looking for the pass on the outside. He's going to be looking for it with Miles. Miles going to stay inside with McCullough. Oh, and we're wrecking, and that's
already
Garrett Maines. That's going to be Parker into Maines. Oh, and that was a hard hook.
And it happens early at Talladega.
Yeah, that's going to be Thomas Parker hitting the, I want to say the back left quarter panel of Garrett Maines, and it's going to collect the 2 of them. Maybe more. We're going to have to see here what happened.
Yeah, we'll be watching Thomas Parker here, and be watching what happens from his point of view here. And he was like, it just gets hooked there by, I believe, who was that there next to him? It's tough to say. Who was that right behind him? The number 52. That's going to be Chris Melton.
Chris Melton, yeah.
Maybe let's hop on board the onboard of Chris Melton and maybe take a look at what happened from his POV. Maybe things were a little different. So he's holding his line. In all fairness, I mean, he did kind of run the line a little inside, but I mean, at the same time, you got to be ready to check up. You can't run that line that close to him, especially this early on, and not expect to hook someone. Definitely some tempers probably going to be flaring early on in this one.
I'm not quite sure if we have a fast repair in the heat races. I do believe there's one in the main event, the feature race, but I'm not quite sure if we're going to have one in these heat races. So, something to pay attention to, Luke. You know, you see McCullough and Baker got clear of it, Stephen Miles got clear of it, but then you're going to see some guys fall into the back, including Garrett Maines. He's back in P9. Parker's back all the way at the tail end in P16. Where's that 52 at? Chris Melton. Okay, he's actually still in P5. He's going to avoid most of that, but unfortunate for a few of the guys, but overall not as bad as it could have been, Luke.
Yeah, you know, it seems like we're only getting 2 cars going into the pits at the moment. It's going to be Garrett Maines and Thomas Parker, so hopefully, hopefully that, they don't get into it too early out here. I hope that was just a, early incident, just a little racing incident there. Just hope it, stays pretty clear apart from that.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys just not too much regard for the heat races, just because
52 going below the apron.
It's 10 laps. Like I was saying, it's 10 laps. You got to do what you got to do. A lot of these guys, with the heat races not knocking any drivers out of this, a lot of guys are driving very sporadically, very dangerous, and it's going to happen. So,
Chris Melton
we're going to be going to green
in the middle of turn 1
games.
and 2, it seems.
Yeah, I see that.
Not too sure what's going on there with him.
He parks it. I'm not quite sure either. Maybe he has to give a position back?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
due to the hook. Maybe due to the hook, he has to start behind Thomas Parker.
Or maybe he has more damage than he thought. I mean, who knows?
It's
He's gonna roll into the pits, or roll down pit entrance, but or no, he's not. He's in
exit of turn 2.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing then. To be honest.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I would assume, due to him getting hooked, or due to him hooking Thomas Parker, they probably are just forcing him to start behind him, but obviously that's tough to say. And thank you to LZ Stroker for the or Stoker for the for the sub there.
But yeah, definitely interesting. He's back up to speed though. He's going through it. Not quite sure there, but you're starting at 5 and we go green. It's going to be McCullough again, Baker again. Then we're going to have Stephen Miles. I think it's Brian Hinnings. Yeah, Brian Hinnings and Landon Veliky. That's going to be your starting 5 when we go green, which is going to be one more lap around.
And one guy not to count out here. How about Cody Martin? Currently the lowest rated driver we have on the track out here tonight, but he's rocking that Rustys McQueen Camaro out there. He's currently the lowest rated driver in terms of safety rating out here tonight, but I don't think you can count him out here rocking a Rustys scheme like that. I mean, I feel like it's got to give him a bit of a luck charm as is, so I think that's somebody I'm going to be watching out for out here tonight, Kevin. Anybody standing out to you thus far? I know it's still really early on.
Yeah, super early. I don't know. I saw a maneuver by James Wagner that I thought was quite interesting. He went up to that high line and intentionally dropped back to the back there right as we went green. And you gotta wonder, is that the reason that he avoided what just happened to Garrett Maines? Because him dropping down kind of gave Garrett Maines his original spot. So, something to pay attention to. Maybe it was a very, calculated move by him. But he's currently running P8, P7, P8, side by side with Seipel.
A little predicting the future, maybe. He knew something that we didn't, I guess. Yeah, he stays out of that one. Good on him.
Yeah, and we're gonna be going green this time by. You see the 52 of Chris Melton now catching up to the pack, going significantly faster than the rest of them. Interesting what we saw from his car, but we'll see how things go as he. I'm assuming he got the EOL, but it just surprises me that he went to a complete stop on the backstretch there. But we'll see. McCullough's going to have the command again as we're turning through 3 and 4 right now.
And they're going to be going through the exit of turn 4. And they're going to be green this time by after the first caution out here in the Heat 1 race at the Roughneck Racing at Talladega. It's going to be the command of Joshua McCullough. The pace car is in. And they're going to be going through that prolonged restart across the Geico.
Yeah, and, you know, something to remember between Daytona and Talladega. Talladega starts way later than Daytona does. So, yeah, you see the checkered flag, or the start-finish. I don't know why I keep saying start-finish all the way back there. But we're green. Regardless, good jump by McCullough. The inside line's moving. We have 6 to go. Here we go.
You know, green for the second time buyout here. I didn't think it was personally going to happen this early, but, you know, it's Talladega. Anything can happen. You never can count anything or anybody out. It's a madhouse out here.
Yeah, and that inside line's about 3 clear, but here comes the outside led by Matthew Baker. He's got huge pushes from Brian Hennings, and they are making speed. They're making room, and they have gotten it side by side now as Miles takes his first lead of the race on the outside. But here comes that inside line in the turns, a little bit looser than that outside line, but more speed altogether through the turns. McCullough gets a good push from the 62. A very awkward push, but it works as McCullough's now side by side again with
Stephen Miles getting a good run on the outside, though. He had a good run last week, remember.
I
believe he was the race winner last week, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think it was undecided and then decided later that he was. So
yeah.
He drops down to the bottom in front of Josh McCullough. That's going to give Matthew Baker command of the outside line. He's going to be pushed by the 74 of Brian Hennings and the 75 of Seipel. Here we go through 1 and 2. Onto the backstretch. 5 to go. Third line is looming. 5 of Baker's getting a huge run. He's going to take the lead on Stephen Miles. The 74 of Hennings may be taking the lead on Miles, but
they're 3 wide, a little way back.
Yeah, nonetheless, here we go, and Stephen Miles getting some speed now on the inside. They're about 4 long on that line before a huge gap before Martin, and we're going on 4 to go this time by, and Stephen Miles is your race leader.
It's a 52, Chris Melton. He's sideways.
Melton again, and then that's also going to collect Martin, and we're going to stay green here. I think they sorted it out. I think Melton's going to be the only one severely in that one. 3 cars also involved. It's going to be Martin, Parker, Stoker. So 4-car incident altogether, but only one of them really goes for a ride. We still have 12 on this lead pack. It's going to be all the way from Miles to Westmoreland as Miles on the inside line cleared by a car length and a half. The 62 of Veliky on the outside, though, picks up Miles. Oh, and a little bit of an awkward bump. But the inside line is strong with McCullough still. The outside is now led by Miles as they're side by side with 4 to go. Got that third line starting.
Yeah, it's starting to get some numbers. I saw 3 cars up there for a while, but only 2 now. They're kind of shifting around. That inside line's, it appears to have the most cars as of right now. I can't. Yeah, actually, no, the second line's going to get. They're about even on the first and the second line, but that third line's only got 3, so some more cars got to get up to that high line if they want to make something work, which I assume it's probably going to. A couple more cars are going to probably slide up there to try to get up to the higher positions here as we are approaching 2 to go out here in our first heat race.
Yeah, 2.5 laps to go. Miles is in the lead, but Veliky is right next to him, side by side on the outside line. It seems like it's flip-flop between the straightaways and the turns. The outside line seems to be working on these straights, though. Going into the turn, Stephen Miles getting a little bit of room on that outside line. He's being pushed by Josh McCullough. Matthew Baker on that second line, still pushing Veliky.
Oh, a little bit of contact in the back.
How about Matthew Baker hopping up to the high line now, and they're getting it working a little bit. They're 3 wide on the front. It's going to be Veliky, Stephen Miles, and Matthew Baker. Stephen Miles in the lead right now. Baker on the high line making it work as well.
That
Baker
third line's getting a run. They got 4 cars.
That they do, and they are very fast. That middle line is really starting to fall apart, led by Veliky. They got to figure something out.
5 on the outside now.
5 on the outside, 4 on the inside, 3 on the middle. And Stephen Miles is side by side with Matthew Baker as we're going back down the backstretch for the second to last time in this race.
Baker's gonna slide down. He's on the inside.
Baker goes all the way to the bottom. Very risky move by him, and it works. He's got some speed on the bottom now. He's being pushed by Stephen Miles. Veliky in third.
Now the inside's got more cars. Now they're gonna be the faster draft push, but he's gonna slide up to the second line.
Yeah, he wants that second line. It's his line to choose. I mean, many different spots he can go to.
Ooh,
and he's been
a
clearing.
little bit of an awkward bump on that low line.
Very
gonna shift
awkward
around a
maneuver
bit.
there. Ooh, and they're going to bump in the
Ooh,
back a
they're
little
shifting.
bit. It's side by side between Miles and Baker.
White flag's out.
White flag is in the air, and we have one lap to go, led by Miles and Baker right now on the first and second line. McCullough's pushing the inside. Veliky's pushing the second. It's Steven Miles' line to choose as he's clear, but not anymore.
Oh,
Here comes
Baker's
Baker.
getting a run.
Baker's got to run down the backstretch as he usually does, getting a little bit of side draft action going on the 24 car. And he's now cleared him, or not cleared him, but he's in the lead about half a car length. The 24 car now on the inside trying to make
Good
something
pushes
happen
by
on
the
the
62. Landon Veliky
inside
giving
car
some
trying to make
great
something happen on
pushes.
the turn.
Oh, but don't
Veliky's
forget
getting
that third
good
line.
pushes. Josh
It's James
McCullough's getting
Wagner.
good pushes. Veliky hops
Oh,
up
they're
to
loose.
it, and a very awkward
Oh, they're
push,
loose.
and they're
They're
wrecking.
wrecking over the tri-oval.
And the 24 car's out in the lead. That's going to be Steven Miles. He's getting good pushes now, and he's going to take it. McCullough's in second. Baker's in third. Veliky's in fourth. Dylan Jones in fifth. But Steven
half the
Miles is
field's
going to be
wrecking
your first
behind
heat
him.
winner.
And about half the field's wrecking behind him. And Steven Miles, you know, we commented on him not being one to count out here for having the recent success, and he proves yet again and again why he's one of the guys that can really get it done out here. And what an impressive first heat race out here tonight, Kevin. That was a very, very exciting first race out here tonight. And as we are waiting for the second grid to come our way, I think now would probably be a decent time, Kevin. Do we have any upcoming broadcasts coming up this weekend? I think we have a couple extras coming up, right?
Yeah, we got we're booked up through the week. We're gonna get a schedule out, but I'm gonna put in the description or the chat right now. If anybody would like to join our Discord, it's where we're posting all of our links, and we will also be doing some giveaways, Luke. Maybe some autograph memorabilia from NASCAR, maybe some
That's
diecast.
right.
We're gonna be doing some giveaways for any viewers, and also separate giveaways for our partners and league owners. So very exciting stuff coming up. So as I'm sending over that Discord link right now, but very interesting first heat race. Great win for Steven Miles. That's gonna be a pole start for him in the main event. Yeah, sent that on over.
I believe we are ready and getting ready to... Yeah, we're starting to move out here. Do you want to go and take away the grid for the second heat race out here tonight, Kevin?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, all yours.
And on your pole for the second heat race is going to be none other than Cody Neagles. But how about on his outside, John Ward? Second row is going to be Kenny McCullough Jr. and Malik Ray. Third row is going to be Freddie Bassinez and Nash Brambilla. Fourth row is going to be Daniel Falkingham and Matt Lee. Fifth row, Ethan Eckert and Christian Martinez. Sixth row is going to be Josh Giambroni and Daniel Lolis. Then we're going to have Heath Job and Daniel Eberhardt. And rounding out the second heat is going to be Hunter Hastings and Steve Sizemore. So another 16-car heat. Same amount as the first heat. Hopefully same amount of excitement in this one, as I am super excited for the second one.
Hey, one can only hope. I mean, we saw a lot of action there early on in just the first heat race. I know I'm excited here going into this second one, Kevin. A lot of names that we're pretty familiar with out here, so we know the kind of driving some of these drivers are used to. Any thoughts going into this one opposed to the first heat race we had?
Yeah, I think it's going to be just as exciting. I don't know. We had Matthew and Garrett in that first one, but they got split up early, so not too much team racing because the McCulloughs are also split up. So I think we're just going to see an all-out shootout, and I think it's going to get very exciting, very fast. 10 laps, got to make it happen. Now, if you're in the back, and the guys up front, John Ward and Cody Neagles, just trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough one, but I believe this one's going to be just as crazy as our first one, as the pace car is going in, and they're going to be approaching that Geico restart, as we are going green for the second heat race out here at the Roughneck Racing Money Series.
Yeah, and they're going through the trioval right now. It's going to be the command of Cody Neagles. It's going to be super exciting seeing him lead the pack as we usually do, and they're in the Geico restart zone, and they are green here at Talladega. Going up to the gears, Cody Neagles leads the way on the inside, John Ward on the outside, and we are racing, fans. We're side by side with 10 to go, going through the gears, trying to get up to maximum speed as McCullough and Ray are giving the huge pushes to the front runners of Neagles and Ward. And we're 2x2 all the way through. Nobody looking at a third line yet as they're just trying to get up to speed and sort everything out. But how about this outside line? John Ward, a huge bump from Malik Ray, and they're going to get a lot of momentum going into this turn 3. And the inside line is going to get some speed going now as they enter the turn. They are side-by-side racing, 10 to go at Talladega.
Cody Neagle's going to slide to that high side here. He's trying to figure out what line he wants to take.
Yeah, and he's getting great pushes by John Ward right now. I'd assume he's going to stay on that high line for a while, but here comes Kenny McCullough on the inside line. They're getting a lot of speed through the tri-oval. That's going to be the pushes of Freddie Bassinez, and that third line also giving pushes. That's going to be the one in the 39 car of Falkingham and Brambilla. Not quite sure, but Cody Neagle's on the outside getting lots of speed. He saw it work first lap or so, and he decided to come up, but he drops back down into the turn. He's going to be pushed by none other than Kenny McCullough now, as John Ward is going to be the front runner on the outside line. He's going to be pushed by Malik still.
Yeah, and what a car he has. That is a very, very shiny, I believe that is a Toyota Supra up front there, running high at that second line.
Yeah, and very shiny indeed. How about John Ward's car? Always shiny as well. Always know where he is. And the iconic green of Cody Neagles on the inside. We always know where he is.
Oh, yeah.
But 8 to go. John Ward dropping down to the bottom. And the third line is starting a little bit. Maybe 1 or 2 cars up there. But that's going to be led by the, I want to say, 90 car maybe of Eberhardt. Not quite sure right now, but...
How about Malik Ray getting a run on the outside?
Yeah, Malik Ray making it work up top. And John Ward has nowhere to go now. He's stuck on the bottom. No more decision-making for him. But he's still your race leader as Cody Neagles gives him pushes through the turns and gets him at maximum speed. And how about Malik Ray on the outside getting a little bit of a advantage through the exits of these turns, whereas the inside line's making it work on the entrances of the turns. But we're going through the tri-oval. We're going to be 7 to go this time by Luke.
Boy, look at that third line starting to get some momentum here. They're going to collect a couple cars.
Yeah, that they are. Now John Ward's going to go up to that second line, and it's going to stuff up a little bit. Oh, and he gets an awkward push. Goes about halfway down to that first line off of it. That's going to be from Malik Ray. But that's going to give some speed and momentum to the inside line of Neagles, McCullough, and Bassinez, as they are going to get the advantage going into turns 3 and 4. But Cody Neagles now right in that second line. He comes up high in front of John Ward. That third line,
a little loose there between that second and third line.
Yeah, and we're running about maybe even 4 wide through these. But we're 3x3x3 as it's sorted out. Malik's now on top. He's getting pushed by Daniel Eberhardt, but the second line's looking quick, and it's going to be John Ward and Cody Neagles. That inside line seems to be dying off, led by McCullough and Bassinez.
Here comes
Neagles dropping to it. So they're going to get a little bit more speed with him down there, another extra car. And they're going to be the line to beat right now as Neagles is running the inside, Ward's running the second, and Malik Ray's running the third. Here we go.
You know, no surprise there. Cody Neagles dropping down to that low line. He's just going to file right in front of his teammate, Kenny McCullough Jr. there. No surprise they're working together early on out here.
Yeah, and great teamwork by them. Great pushes by Kenny as per usual, but he goes up about half a car length there. And he gets maybe into the door.
Oh, a little bit of contact between Cody Neagles and John Ward. But they keep it together.
A little bit of bumping, a little bit of trading paint, but nothing severe. But that's going to give some speed to that high line. And Malik Ray is going to be the leader for the first time today. And he is really making it work. He drops down to the second line. He is in the lead in front of Neagles. Ward on the inside. He's going to be on the second line. And how about Eberhardt making it work on the top line? Now he's going to be in the lead on the top line. He's going to be in first now. That top line, despite only being 3 cars, is just getting insane speed out of these turns. And that's going to be Eberhardt. Then it's going to be Eckert. Then it's going to be the 01 car of, I want to say, Lee. And how about the inside led by Malik Ray? Now he dropped all the way from the top down to the bottom. And he's in the lead now. John Ward on the second line still. And we are 4 to go this time by, led by Malik Ray.
appears Daniel Lolis went off the track just a little bit ago. Not too sure what that was caused by, but he seems to be having some issues now. He's fallen about 6.5 seconds off
now. Yeah, and
How
unfortunately
about
for
that
him, he's
third
going to lead.
line?
Yeah, and 2 of them drop, and
Ooh.
Eberhardt goes all the way to the bottom. That's a double lane shift, and he's going to be your leader now. On the
Ooh,
inside
third line's getting loose.
Yeah, the third line's really losing
Oh, they're
it.
getting loose in the back. They're wrecking.
Oh,
He's loose. Hold
yeah,
on to it.
Who
was that? That's Steve Sizemore. Steve Sizemore. He's loose.
Steve Sizemore, I apologize.
He's going to go into the pits.
That's going to be his first race, unfortunately. So we're down to 14 cars on this lead pack. 3 to go. Daniel Eberhardt out front. He started all the way back in P14. He's made his way all the way through the field to get to the lead. And he is running up front, drops down to the bottom in front of Cody Neagles. How about Ward now in first on that second line and right behind him. But that inside line is looking deadly, led by Daniel Eberhardt now. And he comes up to the top. So how about Cody Neagles coming down in front on the bottom as they're side by side going into turns 3 and 4 with 3 to go. Yeah, and they're side by side. Ooh, kind of an awkward push. Drops Cody Neagles all the way down to the yellow line, but they sort it out. But that's going to give some speed to this high line going through the tri-oval. It's going to be Eberhardt pushed by Ward as we are officially 2 to go here at Talladega Motor Speedway, or Super Speedway, and Daniel Eberhardt is your current leader on the inside line. John Ward, though, running the high line with speed and a purpose. Ray and Neagles on the second line, McCullough and Falkingham on the third line. We're 2 by 2 all the way through. The third line has dissipated, and we are racing with 2 to go on the backstretch for the second to last time.
Look at that third line. It's starting to get a couple cars now. They're going to try to form it again. Oh, but I don't know if it's going to happen soon enough. It's already starting to dissipate, but white flag is going to be out. This time by.
White flag's going to be out.
There's Malik taking the third line.
There's Malik Ray on the third line, Daniel Eberhardt on the bottom, and John Ward in the middle. Ooh, and a little bit of push on that second line, but here comes Eberhardt to the second to help him out a little bit. That's going to give Cody Neagles the advantage on the inside. It's going to be side by side between Eberhardt and Neagles through the first 2 turns. And John Ward, just shoving Eberhardt to get him out in front. And, a little bit better pushes for the 6 and the 3 as they get through it in the first turns. But here comes the backstretch where the second and third line has been dominant. That third line has really come together.
Oh, Neagles getting a little bit of network bug there, it seems.
Yeah, Neagles a little bit of a net code, but they're going into 3 and 4. That inside line is just moving, and Eberhardt's going to fade. How about McCullough going to the top? Neagles comes with them. Oh, and they're going to get stuffed up. Yeah, and that inside line is where Neagles comes back to. And that second line led by McCullough is going to get fast. It's going to be Eberhardt and Bassinez pushing. Neagles, McCullough, they're spinning.
Oh,
they're wrecking. It's going to be early. It's going to be Eberhardt stealing one.
Oh, and what a finish for Daniel Eberhardt.
Whole field wrecking. And unfortunate for Neagles and McCullough, they're going to have to start from the back. They fell all the way to the back before crossing the line.
Oh, man. And what an unfortunate finish for Kenny McCullough Jr. on that one. But what an exciting finish for Daniel Eberhardt. And boy, oh boy, what a crazy end to both of our heat races out here tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, both of them ended in a wreck. Both of them were super exciting. Let's take a look at the unofficial results of that one and see how things are looking. Eberhardt won it, obviously. Freddie Bassinez coming out in second. Josh Giambrone, who we haven't talked about at all, is able to get a podium finish on it. John Ward, Heath Job, Matt Lee, Malik Ray, Ethan Eckert, Daniel Falkingham, and Hunter Hastings is going to be your top 10. Neagles and Kenny are going to fall to 11 and 12 after running that entire heat up front. So unfortunate for them. Yeah, we have a 32-car field on our main event, and it is going to be a stacked one, Luke.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very exciting one, Kevin. I know I'm excited for it. If we even get half the action we got out here for our main event, it's going to be electric. But I do believe we have a little bit of a practice session here for our intermission, so we're going to go ahead and take our little break, but we're going to go and cycle you guys through some of the drivers while they're practicing out here, get their driver cards up, maybe let you guys watch them get a couple laps in. We'll see you guys here in just a few moments. And we're back, race fans. After a short little practice session, there may be some times to get your victory donuts in order there. We saw a little bit of rough housing from some of the fellas out there, but we are back out here at beautiful, sunny Alabama in Talladega. And we are excited here for the main heat tonight. It is going to be 32 drivers out here tonight, Kevin. We are in for a treat.
Yeah, and I'm super excited. It's going to be 50 laps of madness on 50% fuel. We're going to have to see pits. We're going to have to see action. There are some green-white checkers. There's one fast repair, but all in all, I think it's going to be super exciting. It's super competitive.
Hey, no doubt, Kevin. And I know this is always your favorite part. Do you want to go ahead and take away the grid?
Yep, sure thing.
Hey, she's all yours.
And on your pole... Oh, hold on. She's loading.
We'll give us one moment. I'll go ahead and take us off here. It's going to be, starting in P1, is going to be Stephen Miles, followed by Daniel Eberhardt. It's going to be Joshua McCullough, Matthew Baker. Behind them, it's going to be, it's going to be Matthew Baker, Josh Giambrone. Behind them, it's going to be Landon Velicki and John Ward. Dylan C. Jones, Heath Job. Brock Westmoreland and Matt Lee. Following those fellas, it's going to be Garrett Maines and Malik Ray. It's going to be James Wagner and Ethan Eckert. Nick Sipple, it's going to be Daniel Falkingham next to him. Brian Hennings and Hunter Hasting. Landon Stoker and Cody Neagles. Cody Martin and Kenneth McCullough Jr. And I believe there's going to be a couple more behind them. I keep forgetting how big of a grid we got out here. It's going to be Thomas Parker and Chris Martinez. Then it's going to be Mark Vondell and Nash Brambrilla. And it's going to be Axel Smith and Daniel Lolis. And then following and rounding out the grid is going to be Chris Melton and Steve Sizemore. And boy, what a long grid out here tonight, Kevin. We are in for a treat.
Yeah, 32 cars. It's going to be super exciting. And we're going to be going green this time by. I'm super pumped for this one.
You know, a lot of talented drivers out here tonight, Kevin. Like we said, we have a full range of drivers in terms of safety rating. So anything can happen. I mean, it's a complete flop around of like any, main race we've seen out here. It's a complete mixed match of talent. So we're in for a treat. But the pace car is in, and we're going to be going green. It's going to be the command of Freddie Bassinez. Or sorry, Stephen Miles.
Stephen Miles, Freddie on his outside, and we got 50 laps of madness coming at us, and they are coming up to the restart zone, and they are going green. We are green here at Talladega. 50 laps, here we come.
And off they go in between turns 1 and 2. It's going to be Stephen Miles leading us off here, but Freddie Bassinez leading the pack on the outside. He's going to start to get a good run here.
Yeah, and a huge run for that outside line so far. They're almost too clear between Bassinez and Giambrone. They're going to be pushed by John Ward right now, and Josh McCullough on the inside line. But the 18 car drops. That's going to be Bassinez. The 24 car is giving him pushes. It's going to be Stephen Miles as we're side by side going through the turns for the first time.
That third line already starting to get developed there right behind him, and that third line's gonna catch him pretty quick. It's getting quite a few cars.
Yeah, and how about Giambrone making it work on that high line, or that second line, getting great pushes by John Ward. He's your race leader right now, but here comes Freddie Bassinez, as the inside line doesn't have too many cars, but they're making it work with what they have, as we're gonna see a little bit of a drop by Josh McCullough down onto that line. And oh my goodness, shot out of a cannon is that high line, and it's going to be Lee to the lead. He started P11, and he's already up there in the lead on the second lap. He drops down to the bottom. Ethan Eckert drops down to the second line. Falkingham stays up there. Not quite sure if he was clear or not, but he's going to stay up on the high line. They're going to lose a little bit of speed, but huge run for them.
taking a look at that group behind him there. Most of those drivers, I'm assuming, are just kind of trying to file in here, figure out, get a line that'll catch up to that lead group, and, you know, try not to fade back and get to that position where you're a couple laps down. I know we do see, or we have known to see quite a few green lap racing out here, so, I mean, you get tongue too far back in the back, you could be left out to dry out here early.
Yeah, and we got all of our top 20 runners in the within a second of each other, so this is a tight pack. They're running 3 wide for some of it. But how about Lee able to make it up 11 spots and hold the inside for the leader right now? How about Eckert? He started P14, so he's made it up 13 spots, get up to second. Huge on both of them, making that high line work early to get themselves into the lead. And Giambrone giving pushes on the outside, Bassinez on the inside.
Oh, and Ward up into the wall.
Into the wall.
He's going to fade back fast. He's out there by himself. I think he's just going to file into that second line once they clear him. And yep, he's going to do exactly that.
Yeah, and that inside line now, very single file. The second line isn't very strong as far as running in the back goes. I mean, they have plenty for speed's sake, but the inside line just has many more cars. But Ethan Eckert now dropping down to the inside line, and he's going to take the lead, getting pushed by Lee as they've made it work together tonight. But Giambrone on that outside in the Corona car, looking for a little bit of momentum.
Third line's starting to get a couple extra cars behind them. They're going to hopefully have 5 here, assuming those guys catch up. That's going to put them in contention there for that second line, you know, to maybe try to get a couple cars up there and get them past. But it's going to be Ethan Eckert here leading us off here at lap 5. A lot of racing left to go, Kevin. It's going to be a long one out here. Not super long, only 50 laps, but well, what's the fuel gap looking like for some of these cars out here? I know you usually know these things. Oh,
yeah, let me take a
shifty
look.
push by Ethan Eckert up there, or shifty switch there. Maybe take a look at the fuel window for these Xfinity cars out here tonight.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to be a 36 to 40 lap window on 100%. We're on 50%, so we're going to be seeing 18 to 20 laps is going to be your window. So it's going to be a 2-pit round.
Gotcha.
But yeah, once again, that 18 to 20 lap range is when we're going to see the majority of the minutes. But we're running 3 wide. We're running it clean, too, out here in RNR Money Racing Madness.
Yeah, listen to these V8s purr. How about Matt Lee on that inside line? He's getting pushed up there pretty quickly by the, I believe that is the number, what is that, number 18 of Freddie Bassinez.
Yeah, and, you know, still impressed by Lee and Eckert to maintain control of this race after starting so far back, but here comes Daniel Falkenham. He's made his way back into the second line. He was running on the inside line, but this outside line is getting a lot of speed, and guess who the Chargers led by? It's going to be the 1 car of Garrett Maines pushed by the 5 car of Matthew Baker, and they work together very well, as we all know, and they're going to work all the way up to the front. And Garrett Maines is going to get the lead for a second, as we are 3 wide. In a very photo finish-esque fashion, but no finish in sight, as we still have 42 laps to go.
Yeah, Ethan
led by Eckert, Maines, and Lee.
Yeah, Eckert was the official leader of that lap right there, but and it is close in that front pack right now. All those lines are working as of right now. It seems as though that inside line is just a bit faster on the straightaways, though, as it stands. But near the end of that straightaway, though, that third line really gets things going.
Yeah, and just huge runs from that third line, it seems. Able to get it to work.
If they get a few more cars, things might get dangerous for those bottom lines for them.
Yeah, and that middle line, only 5 long. They're about the weakest line out there right now, and that's going to be led by Lee, who's actually your race leader, or Eckert, who's actually your race leader right now. But Lee and Main's making it work for the tri-oval. As they're going to be side by side as we approach lap 9, and all the way dropping is going to be Main's. He's going to go down to the first line. That's going to give Baker the command on the third line, and now Main's back up to the second line. So he's flip-flopping. He's in the lead right now. He's clear of the outside, but not the inside. He's now clear of nothing, as here comes the charge by the 5-car of Matthew Baker on the outside.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice pass there by Garrett Maines, changing 3 lanes without a turn signal there. I thought I saw a younger woman do that on the freeway today on my way into work.
Yeah, and you know what happens. I see it all the time. Just not NASCAR out there, is it?
No, sir, it is not. Garrett Maines going to slide to that inside line, and he's going to keep things moving here, and he's going to be the leader as we start lap 10. One hates to jinx it, but so far so clean out here, Kevin. The drivers have kept it pretty smooth for the most part. I don't think we've seen any major altercations between the drivers out here thus far. One can only hope they keep it clean out here. I always like to see them incorporate their pit strategies into the races. It makes it a little more interesting than just the, everyone's got fresh cars, cross the finish line kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got to agree. I mean, we're clean, but it's not due to lack of excitement. I mean, we're 3-wide racing out here. A lot of transfers, a lot of moving around. So I have no problem with the way things are running right now, and I am really enjoying myself, as we have about 8 to 10 laps left before the pits are going to have to come.
Seems as though that third line's kind of having some difficulties there. They're kind of slowing up a little bit. They only have 4 cars out there this time.
Yeah, and you don't really want to be on that third line when it comes around behind the pit. It's hard to get in from that high line, so hopefully no trouble happens when that occurs. But Garrett Maines leading this one. How about that after he had some unfortunate events getting into his Chris Martin in Heat 1. Ethan Eckert now leading it, known for going upside down in the 9th gear broadcasts.
Oh yeah,
Matthew
no stranger
Baker
to
now in
flipping.
the lead. Like you said, that they've really got that high line working, as Matthew Baker's now side by side with the other guys.
It's crazy. Just as soon as we say they're slowing it down on a line, they seem to just pack things up and get things back up together. It's crazy how fast the momentum can shift out here at Talladega.
Yeah, you can never really predict it either. As we are now on lap 12 of 50, and these cars are running quick. Let's take a look at an onboard.
And we'll go and hop on board. Let's see here. We'll go and hop on the onboard here of the number 39, Daniel Falkingham here. He had a pretty good night the other night, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin.
Yeah, 2 nights ago with us on an MMS race, he actually was able to take the checkered flag, get him a nice win. Then last night, another good race for him and Malik. They both got a couple of top 10s. But, yeah, they're running about 186, 187 in the turns. And these Xfinity cars have been 191, 192 out of the straights. I mean, just super fast, especially for an Xfinity car. But,
these things are moving.
Very exciting to see as he's about a quarterback on Matthew Baker. You see in his top right.
Yeah, I know the Draft Masters just switched over to the trucks, but for a while there, it was on these Xfinity cars, and just from my experience in those low safety rating Draft Master lobbies, it is just making me, feeling a little pins and needles here, seeing them 3 wide for this long, seeing, the sandwich view.
Yeah, just a veteran view of Daniel Falkingham. Just knows what he's doing, knows when to push. But how about Garrett Maines going up to that second line?
Yeah, that third line having some troubles, it seems.
On the inside to lead, but yeah, that third line is just really falling apart a little bit. And Baker's falling back to 9th, and he's on the front end of that line.
About Garrett Maines starting the lead there.
I think they're trying to find their way down. They got about 4 or 5 laps until they need to pit. Maybe trying to settle
we got a
back
caution
in.
out.
Ooh, caution's in the air.
And I believe Daniel Lolis is going to be, might have ran into some issues there. And we're going to have to go back and take a look at what happened there. Not too sure what the cause was of that one. Oh, yep. And it's going to be Daniel Lolis going sideways here. Let's see what happened there. Oh, and I think he just thought he was clear down there on the bottom line, but Nash Brambilla was there, and he just gets a little loose. Takes a hard hit up there to the top of the turn 2 wall.
Yeah, and a little surprised we see the caution fly there. It seems like he's maybe the only one getting into it. I know he came down into somebody. Let's take a look and see if they got any damage. I'm not quite sure who that is.
Let's take a look here. So it comes down into the 23 of Nash Brambilla. Comes up into
Yeah,
John Ward a bit. John Ward has to wall ride just a little bit, and he
and then
comes
right
down.
here
And
is
he has a good hard hit with, I believe, that is the 15. That's going to be the 15 of Mark Vondell. Or no, sorry, Thomas Parker.
yeah. Let's take a look at on board with Thomas Parker and see how he got out of that one.
Yeah, indeed. Let's go back. Oh, and yeah, he just gets a nice hard hit to his front right quarter panel there. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he's able to keep pretty decent speed, it looks like, as the caution will fly, and probably a little bit of damage for him.
I mean,
but,
yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell here, just looking at it. I mean, just looking at that front right's going to have some damage. They're going to have to maybe get a nice sledgehammer to bump out that front right quarter panel, but other than that, I mean, I don't think it looks too awful. He should be able to get in there, I don't even know if he'll need to take a fast repair there and get back out there before the caution flag is ready, but very unfortunate there for Daniel Lolis. He took a pretty hard hit there into that the turn 2 wall, but we jump back over here to everybody else, and it is going to be pits galore from everybody out here. We're going to see, and no surprise here, the entire field pitting, apart from one Cody Martin.
yeah,
He's a couple laps down.
The rookie trying to get out there in the lead lap, but I think this puts it at the perfect spot that they can pit here and then only need to pit one more time with about an 18 to 20 window. Let's assume it's 18. They'll get out green at about lap 18, and then one more pit would be around lap 36. So this pit is very beneficial to the drivers as far as, when they need it, because now they're only going to need one more.
And it's going to be one Matt Lee out here. He's going to be leading the race out of pit road here. He's going to be your leader when we go green. I believe that is going to be on lap 18. But we had 16 laps green out here, Kevin. It was pretty good out here for the longest part out here. It was clean for the most part, and I mean, a pretty minor incidental caution, yellow flag there on that one, in my opinion. So I mean, for the most part, I've seen some pretty clean racing thus far.
Yeah, and while we're under caution, I'd like to give a shout out to a sponsor. If you guys want a Jitterless energy blend, little bit of, protein powder, energy powder, use code RUFF-NECK, that's RUFF-NECK, at Dubby for 10% off your order. That's once again, RUFF-NECK on the site Dubby, DUBBY, for a 10% off discount.
Yeah, going green this time by Daniel Falkingham up into 4th place. He's one of our better rated drivers out here, but then another one out there, Garrett Maines. He's never one to count out there. He's actually got a higher I rating than Daniel Falkingham does. But, a lot of very, very talented drivers up here, well within the top 10. And speaking of top 10, don't count out Malik Ray. He's just rounding out that top 10. He's going to be riding in 10th place out here. He's still probably going to be trying to force his way up there to the front.
Yeah, and you can't really count anybody out, even guys in the back making up their laps, but Martin's back on the lead lap now. He was able to make up 2. Baker's in 11th. He was able to, honestly, I feel like that caution wasn't even bad for him. It seemed that outside line was just fading off so much that he was just dropping positions, but he's able to get back onto the inside line in P11.
It seems Daniel Lolis still having some fun back there in the pits. Not too sure if it's still a repair thing or if
and it seems I also just completely lied. I got this series' rules mixed up with MMS. Martin isn't going to be able to make up those laps. He's still 2 down.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you know, the rookie McQueen out there looking to make his Piston Cup debut out here tonight. Not what you wanted to see from him early. He's got some work to do if he wants to pass the King and Chick Hicks up here to hopefully bring home his first Piston Cup of the season. So we're going to be going green this time by, and it is going to be the command of one Matt Lee out here. Garrett Main is going to be starting on the outside line. Daniel Falkingham and Stephen Miles behind the leaders. The pace car is going to go in here. They're going to have the prolonged restart out here at Talladega. We're going to be going green upon lap 18.
It's Lee and Maines in the front row.
And hold it. Don't take it easy. You gotta wait. It's a long restart. Wait, and we are green for the second time.
Talladega. Going up through the gears is going to be the 04 of Lee and the 21 of Maines. Here we go, Luke.
Good start there for Garrett Maines. They're getting a good run on that outside line. Daniel Falkingham right on his rear.
Yeah, a lot cleaner on that outside line, it appears, than that inside line off the restart. At least for as far as the front four go. But the back stretch is where everything gets sorted out, everything gets evened up. And that's just what it's going to do. As Garrett Maines clear. No, he's not clear. My apologies. He's going on the back stretch. And Lee looking to get some speed on the inside through turns 3 and 4. Here he comes.
Seems as though the viewers are having a nice discussion on how long it's going to be till the next caution out here. I saw them taking their picks on how long it's going to be until the first one. How long do you think it's going to be until we see our second one out here tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, you know, I saw one commenter say that cautions breed cautions. Maybe I think he said Waltrip said that or somebody. But regardless, I would agree. Usually when we see cautions, when it rains, it pours, and I think we're going to see another one here soon, Luke.
You know, it's tough to say. All we can do is hope there isn't any more, but you know, only time will tell. As we still have quite a bit of racing left to go out here at Talladega. How about Stephen Miles here leading on that inside line, but Matt Lee's going to start to get a good push on that outside line. They're getting a good run. Matt Lee getting a good strong push on that outside line. He was your leader there for a moment, but inside line sorting things together. Stephen Miles is going to start to get a good push.
Yeah, and Troy in the chat maybe giving a little bit of a shout out to Ethan, Steve, Josh, Malik, and Josh, but you know, one can just assume he's just giving a shout out saying hi to him. But we're 3 wide in the front, regardless.
Shoot, we're three wide almost all the way back. These guys are getting their shit together. Look at that.
There's a little bit of controversy in the chat, but how about Falkingham now in the lead? And that outside line, I mean,
4 wide. They're 4 wide back there. Oh, and he's up into the wall. It's number 12.
They're rubbing the wall. It's going to be Ethan Eckert.
He's going to file back. They're going to go back to 3 wide. And yeah, that 4 wide is dangerous if you're in a turn. That's just going to run you right up into the wall if you're not careful. And look at these cars. 3 wide down the back straightaway. That is a sight to see.
And Troy also saying hi to Freddie. But Stephen Miles leading this one in the 24 car. He was fast in the heat that he was in. I forget if it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2. Or no, it was 1, I think.
John Ward seeming to tail off a little bit here. He's back into 28. He had some troubles there early with that turn 1 and 2 wall. He's back into, like I said, P28, but a lot of room to make up. But it's going to be Matt Lee and Daniel Falkingham. Look at Daniel Falkingham there, trying to grab a little bit of the side draft on the number 04 of Matt Lee. Bit of a shifty push there on that middle line. They're going to keep things together.
Keeping things very tight up there in the front. And, how about Josh Giambroni in the bottom? He's going to be our second line leader. He's given great pushes to the 24 Stephen Miles. Stephen Miles, I don't blame him either, but Garrett Maines made it to P4, P3 now. And Falkingham lost a little bit of momentum on the high line, but they're gaining it back as we speak.
Absolutely love that camera every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of great cameras in this package.
No doubt. How about it? They are 3 wide up there fighting for the lead here with... You know, we're actually almost on that halfway mark of the race here. Things are going to start to get shifty here. Third line's starting to make things work. And how about Cody Martin? He's starting to fight his way back up here towards the front half of this group. He's trying to, you know, approach maybe only being a single lap down here. You know, maybe we get another caution out here. That would put him back on the lead lap, assuming he gets in front of these leaders. Yeah, so don't count him completely out.
Luke, I think you might just be grasping at straws due to the fact that you really like that movie.
I just don't have a clue in hell what you're talking about, Kevin. But
Cody Martin getting around another 24-plus cars to get in front of the leaders is nothing less of a stretch.
If anyone could do it, it's McQueen, though.
Yeah, and how about some 4-wide racing for these passes? I mean, they're really making it work out here. They're showing their experience.
Yeah, it's impressive to see. Like I said, I know I was getting a little nervous watching the middle line when they were 3 wide there on the onboard of Daniel Falkingham, and I just know that I would be shitting bricks, to say to put it in simple terms, if I was running 4 wide and even anywhere close to that outside wall.
Yeah, I think that, I honestly think the second and third lines are the worst lines to be on when you're running 4 wide.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, just, you know, it's all about listening to your spotter and seeing what's coming.
Running.
Something definitely is coming when they're running 4 wide.
Oh, yeah. They can run it, but they can only run it for so long without something happening. These tires will start to give after a while.
That's true.
People will start to get loose. You know, as we take a look at the weather out here, it's a 90-degree track temperature out here today. It's a little warmer than typical out here at Talladega. I know usually it's like a 76 to 78-degree track temperature usually out here. So expect the tires to be a little more slick out here and maybe to feel a little bit more wear earlier on in this race with a 31% chance of precipitation. 5-mile-an-hour winds, so the wind isn't going to be much effect. And boy, look at that. They're going to be 4 wide. Yep. A little bit of wall riding back there, it seems, but making that 4th line work, that's going to be Daniel Eberhardt.
Yeah, and you know, we're halfway through this race. The old line was set at 8 cautions. For those of you listening in and chatting, I'm going to set the new line at 4 cautions. Let me know if you think it's going to hit 4 cautions or if it's going to be the under. So over or under 4 cautions. What do you think, Luke?
Over or under 4? I think they get it to... I'm going to say 3. I think they get it to 3.
Luke's taking the under here.
And look at that 4th line. Daniel Eberhardt, they're getting a run with only 2 cars. And boy, that is a sight to see, the 4th line getting them some momentum here. And they're going to see a 3rd car go up there. And we're going to be 4 wide out here at Talladega with 24 to go for Roughneck Racing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just nowhere to go for these guys. They're stuck with their line, and they better be happy with it because we are in for a treat here with 4 wide racing.
And boy, oh boy, they're going to have 4 cars on that 4th line.
Yeah, and here comes a 5th. That's going to be,
Malik Ray going to slide to the inside. He's going to have his lead on the inside line.
Yeah.
4th line's going to start to dissipate a bit here. It's going to be a little wall rubbing.
A little bit. A bit of smoke coming out. A little bit of dust maybe, but
that's going to be Dylan C. Jones and Daniel Eberhardt on that high line.
They settle it down so low on that 3 wide. I mean, it's hard not to take that 4th line, Luke.
Yeah, and they're going to file in there and take the 3rd line, and we're going to go back to 3 wide racing out here at Talladega, which is still just as crazy. And it's going to be Malik Ray leading us off here. followed closely behind by Daniel Falkingham and Freddie Bassines. You know, some very, very skilled drivers up here in the lead group out here, Kevin.
Yeah, of course, Troy. I 100% understand what's said in chat stays in chat, you know. Your secret is safe with us, but realistically,
I didn't even know we had a chat. What's a chat?
Realistically, the only time we talk to these viewers, Luke, is when they get a podium finish. We get our 15 seconds with them.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit of putt party every now and then in some of the calls, but yeah, I mean they're riding real tight. It's impressive that they have kept it as green as long as they have.
And Danny Barnes saying it's going to be a big one if someone farts out here, and that is definitely one way to describe it here when they're running 4 wide out here, still with a little more than 20 laps to go. These guys definitely got some cojones on them.
Malik Ray and Daniel Falkingham, now your 2 leaders, they ran against each other yesterday in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series, so interesting to see them running up front. Freddie Bassines running in between them.
You know, as we shift back, just taking a look at all the current pit laps, Ethan Eckert and let's see, Everhart, both taking their pit on lap 16. Most of the field taking it on 15, it seems. Dylan C. Jones, it seems, also is on 16, as well as Von Dell. Seems as though most of the field took them on 15, and then it looks like the other half kind of took it on 16. So everyone is up to date on their pits right now. It just seems as though it's, you know.
Yeah, and I'd like to add into that, it was all caution pits. It was, some of them were on 15, some were on 16, all of them were under yellow, but our next wave of pits, we expect to see around 33, 34, I'd assume, which is going to be here very soon, as we are approaching lap 30 this time by. So 4 or 5 more laps, and we should expect to see the last pit of the day. So yeah, Ray Falkingham up there, Bassines, Lee, Westmoreland, Miles, Maines, Hennings, Giambrone, and Seipel is going to be your top 10 right now. And I don't know, Luke, what line do you think's, the money line so far in this one?
You know, if they can get the cars, I'm throwing my money on that third line any day. They've been getting the momentum in the back straightaways, and they've been really been able to carry through the momentum through the turns when they have the drivers available. So, I mean, assuming they have, like we're seeing out here, 5, 6, 7 drivers, that's going to be the line to run with, I think. I mean, they got more track room. They can get the speed going a little faster on that third line.
Yeah, and we just saw Baker running P14. That's going to be up 13 positions from where he was sitting 4 laps ago, so he's trending in the right direction. A couple of nervous chatters maybe thinking he's too far back, but he's definitely on his horse.
Ooh, they're a little loose back there, it seems. Yeah. Unfortunate back there for Cody Martin. He has fallen off the group majorly, and he is 3 laps down in the Rusties. Not what McQueen wanted to start his Piston Cup career off with out here, but hopefully he'll be able to regain some things and catch back up here as we are still 19 laps to go. But it's going to be Daniel Falkingham still holding on to the lead strong out here, and it's going to be Matt Lee on his right door. They're side by side out here, but that third line's starting to get some cars. They got about 5. Look at the side draft there by the 04.
Yeah, even made a little bit of contact with the 39 Falkingham, but all in all clean. Eberhard,
and look at that third line.
They are moving. Eckert's with them too. How about Baker? He's up into 6th place. He made it work up there.
Like I said,
they get that 27th at one point.
Like I was saying, they get those cars together, and that third line shoots like it's out of a cannon. And they're going to get 2 more filing in behind him, it seems, as they catch up to speed. That third line's going to be a line to compete with.
McCullough's now running 15 and 16. They found each other. I think we're going to see those pits here soon, Luke. I really do. We have about 17 to go, meaning we're on about lap 33. Last pit's being on about 15 to 16. That was about 19 laps ago. Yeah, I don't know what the 17 laps ago. So it's an 18 to 20 window. The window's open, let's just say that. They can pit now and make it to the end of the race, probably even make it through one green, white checkered. The window's open. I'd assume they're going to stretch it a little bit longer, though, because there are 3 green, white checkers, so I want to be careful with that.
Yeah, that third line really making things work. Eberhardt's really in contention up there, being pushed out in front of that third line. And, you know, without the fast repairs out here tonight, it definitely makes things interesting for these drivers that get involved in those wrecks, you know. It makes things difficult.
That was another mistake. I'm getting the rules mixed up between series. I thought we did have a fast repair, but they're definitely driving like they don't. Definitely more careful driving on these inside couple lines than we are used to seeing, and it's really resulted in a lot less incidents, so good on them. As one pit does come, I'm not quite sure that is.
It's going to be Thomas Parker, and James Wagner's going in as well.
Parker and Wagner come in, just a little 2-car pit. I expect the next lap around we're going to see a lot of pits though.
Yeah, I imagine so. Like you said, they're in that window, and it's been a while since they've all pitted, so imagine they're wanting to top up on fuel, maybe get a set of fresh tires on there.
Yeah, I bet about a lot of those mid-car
Oh boy, and look at that. Eberhardt's going to kind of, is that Eberhardt? Yeah, it's Eberhardt fading off on that fourth line right now. He's got no cars with him, so he's going to fade off and regain the third line near the rear. Daniel Falkingham leading on the inside. And yep, here comes the pits. It's going to be a majority of the field.
Oh yeah, this is going to get shaky, no doubt.
Oh, and here they go. A lot of smoke. Oh, and one sideways, and oh no. Sideways. 2 sideways. One's in the wall.
3 into it.
Oh god, and we're seeing 3, maybe even 4 cars getting into collisions in the pits, and it's chaos out here at Talladega with 14 to go with a green pit.
It's going to shorten the field, but how about Eckert, Baker, Veliki, Niegels, Stoker, Brambilla, Jones, McCullough, Ward, Martinez? They're all staying out. It's a 10-car group staying out, and I really like that strategy. 10 cars is a lot easier to get into the pits than the 22 we just saw.
Hey, no doubt, and look at that. No surprise. They were mostly the group that pit on lap 16, it seems. So maybe wanting to stretch things out just a little bit longer, and you know, they got that little extra group length in them, so they can hopefully make things happen. And they had no trouble going into the pits there. That was a very smooth group going into the pits, it seems, thus far.
Yeah, that it was. And look how spread out that first group has gotten just because of all the incidents happening.
Yep. Gotta wonder, is that going to come into effect when that second group leaves the pits here, Kevin?
Yeah, let's take a look at our map and just pay attention to it, because we're going to see them stack up, and we're going to see them see who can get out in front. Eckert's going to win the race off the second group, Baker behind, and they're getting up to speed through the gears. Here comes that next group.
And they're coming in hot.
The next group's going to be led by Falkingham, so the car to pay attention to is the 39 of Falkingham. And here they come. They are coming in hot.
Ooh, but that line leaving the pits, like you said, look at that. They're close together. They're going to maybe get some speed coming out here.
Yeah, and they're gonna get out in the front. I don't know who's
they're gonna fan out. I think they're gonna kind of stuff it a little.
Gonna get it, but yeah, I think they are gonna block it off a little bit, not give that high line anywhere to go. But Falkingham's gonna go to the top anyway.
He's charging through. He's going on that third line, and they're starting to move.
Eckert thought about the block. Good on him for not taking it. That would have been an incident. And Falkingham's gonna drop down at the second line now. As that sorted out a lot smoother than initially I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, most of the drivers got back into that lead group here. It goes to show, you know, the skill
of them on the lead group.
Yeah, it really goes to show the skill gap the skill gap in terms of pitting strategy with these drivers.
Yeah, and you know, it really is a team game, a team sport. These guys are all talking to each other. They know when they're going to pit. They know what they're going to take. They know how it's going to sort out. So, you know, good comms, good good strategy and good, or not participation, good involvement by everybody that got out there in that lead pack.
Yeah, it seems that third line's kind of having some troubles getting up to speed here. Malik Ray is going to be leading that one out there, but Daniel Eberhardt near the sandwich of that third line group. I know he's no stranger to riding that third line, so if anyone can get that third line working, I'm assuming it's those guys that have already proven that they can thus far already in this race. Malik Ray getting a little bit of side draft here, it seems, and a couple of cars shifting up to that third line, and just like I said, they're going to start to get a good run here on that third line. Look at them go. They got about 5 cars.
Yeah, led by Landon Bellick, they're really getting some speed going on that top line. How about Cody Neagle's back in the mix on that second line? He's giving pushes to Ethan Eckert, who's your race leader right now. We have 11 to go. It's going to be 10 to go this time by, and it's getting exciting, Luke.
Hey, it is. I mean, you know, we got a couple glimpses there, a couple laps of 4 wide racing. You got to wonder, is that going to come back out here when we get ready to, you know, approach the final 10 laps of this race? You know, I do want to point out here that I believe only only the top 5 get paid out based upon 35 entries, and that was. I believe we have 32 out here, so we're looking probably around like a $200 payout for first, I want to say, like 170 maybe for second. It's tough to say, but either way, some very big money positions, and I believe the top 5 get paid out here along with a $25 prize for the heat race winners. So pay attention to the top 5. That's where the money line's going to be, and the cutoff starts at 6th place and back.
Yeah, and we're at 10 to go. The inside 2 lines are really making it work. How about a jump up to the high line for the 12 car of Ethan Eckert? He's going to now have the control of the third line. Hamlin and Baker on the first 2.
And look at that third line. Ethan Eckert is starting to get some room here. He might be getting close to being clear here, but they're approaching a lap car. It's going to be the number 8 of Steve Sizemore. Interesting to see what he's going to do here with 3 lines all coming up on him. He's going to elect to drop below the apron, and good on him there. I know if he got into those leaders there, it would have been mayhem with them being 3 wide. But he's actually going to kind of fade off there. He's not going to even catch on to the lead pack. I believe he's still suffering some damage from an earlier incident.
Yeah, and we're at 9 to go now, going on 8. And Matthew Baker out in front with Ethan Eckert. But how about Landon Velicki? I mean, he's really getting a look on the high line.
And like I said, that third line's going to be the one to beat. It's been running fast all night. How about it up there, running close to the leaders? Cody Martin, he's 3 laps down, but, you know, he's not falling any more laps down. He's just staying with the leaders here. It's going to be interesting to see what he does, as he's only 4 rows back in that Rusty's McQueen car. He's actually blinking a little bit, it seems. Speak of the blinker. Look at that third line. They're getting a lot of cars. They're starting to get some momentum. And there it is, the 4th line starting to come back out, and shocker, shocker, it's Daniel Eberhardt. He was looking at it.
He's gonna settle back in as that third line gets a little high, but
he's peeking at it.
That third line tightens it up. I wouldn't be surprised if he does take for it.
Yeah, they're wanting to. They're really thinking about it. It's gonna be 3 wide in the back straightaway here. Passing up on another lap car here. It's going to be the number 75, I believe, of Nick Spiley. I'm not mistaken. Sorry, 74. That's going to be the number 74. That's going to be Brian Hennings. And look at that. They're going to Malik Ray making the 4th line work. He's starting it off here. He's passing Daniel Eberhardt. And we're 6 to go out here at Talladega. 4 wide going into turns 1 and 2. And, ooh, a little bit of wall riding up there by Malik Ray. And that's the risk of running that 4th line. You You run that risk of taking it just a little
in.
bit too high and rubbing that outside wall.
Yeah, and if they settle back into the third line, that's going to put them in P15 and 17, it looks like. So, really got to get something going here soon if they want to try to get up towards the front, maybe make it happen again. We'll see, but as of right now, Baker, Eckert, and Veliky are the three-line front runners, but Baker and Eckert just making it work more than anybody on those front two lines. But there's the fourth line again. They're trying for it again.
Yep, they're trying to get it to
this time
that
third line's a lot tighter.
Oh, and they're getting a little loose and they're wrecking!
Oh, Ethan Eckert into the outside.
Oh, and they're wrecking hard!
Eberhardt goes around. And that's going to take us to a 2-lap to go restart, but let's take a look at how that one happened. Oh my.
Oh boy, and I believe... Oh no, and Daniel Eberhardt was involved with that one. Unfortunate. Let's go back and take a look at what happened there.
It was Ethan Eckert. I know he got into the wall hard there. I would assume Veliky's in it too, just by his track position right now.
So the inside line gets loose, and it looks like just everybody rebounds off of the inside getting loose. We'll have to go back and maybe look at a slower view of that one. Inside gets scrunched up there. Maybe go back just a little bit further. It looks like it happens right around Falkingham. Let's get on the onboard of John Ward and see what that looks like from his area. I believe that happened right in front of him.
Yeah, and usually these wrecks turn into the big ones when cars try to like clear that wreck on the outside and they all come down at once and they start wrecking. Very good on the majority of these guys for not causing another secondary wreck trying to clear the incident up high. But unfortunate for Eckert, Veliky, Eberhardt, maybe Bassinez. Let's take another look real quick. No, I think Bassinez is going to clear out.
Ooh, and Dylan C. Jones, you see the hood fly off of him back there, number 29.
Dylan C. Jones has some serious damage on the checkup.
Number 12 gets lifted a little bit there. Ethan Eckert, unfortunate for him. Yeah, unfortunate for Daniel Eberhardt. He was really testing that fourth line, and that's unfortunately that's what runs the risk when you run that fourth line. Any big wrecks that happen, it all collects right up at the top of that track. Very unfortunate turn of events there for Daniel Eberhardt running that fourth line. But, you know, jumping back to green here, it's going to be Matthew Baker leading us off here. I know he's one that's very, very, you know, he's very, very strong in these super speedways, and let alone these Xfinity cars. He's definitely no stranger to these to a top 10 finish here. He's looking to get things done. And that would be the blimp cam, not the chopper. Get it right. Landon Veliky going to be following him in P2, along with Daniel Falkingham and Matt Lee and Cody Niegels. That is a strong lead group. And yeah, the race definitely did just get interesting, Devin. It is going to make for a very, very interesting race out here. I'm not too sure if that's an audio bug here. Some of these cars are running it up into like first gear here. If so, that is quite the interesting strategy, but either way, you know, 2 cautions on the night, Kevin. I don't want to say it, but I called 3.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be one more. I feel like, you know, it's the does this still count as our first green-white checker technically?
Yeah.
Okay, so first green-white checkered. I think they're going to wreck going into the exit of turn 4 before the white flag is out, and I believe there's going to be one more caution, and they're going to finish clean after the second green-white checkered. That's my prediction.
Yeah, you know, if I had to take a guess, I'd say we're going to wreck once the white's out, and they're just going to let them race for it.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that one. And yeah, some big wrecking there near the final laps of this race, and it's going to make things very interesting here. It's going to change up some of the leaders here.
Yeah, and we're gonna go around one more time under caution, and then it's gonna be 2 to go when we get back out there. It's gonna be our first GWC, and it's gonna be an exciting one.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. I know these. I'm always a big fan of Talladega just because of the 3-wide racing, and I know we don't often get to see very much 4-wide racing, and we've seen quite a bit of it out here tonight, and it's been a treat to watch these drivers go 4-wide out here.
Yeah, and that it has, I know we see it a lot in the SSK, our Friday league that we're gonna see. See it every once in a while, I feel like, maybe in MMS, but yeah, like you said, just not much of it, but definitely exciting to see. As Veliky's gonna stay out on the front, he's got a little bit of damage, I'd assume. Matthew Baker's just in a great position for this race. Um, Falkingham's up there. He's in a good position.
And don't count out Malik Ray. He's still looming in a top 10. He's looking at a P9 when we get ready to go green. He's definitely not one to count out here. And they're gonna be going green this time by with the first green-white checkered out here of the night for Roughneck Racing. And the pace car is going to be in here. They're going to be going green out here. First green-white checkered. They're approaching the Geico restart. Let's get things rolling. Second caution of the night. Here we go. We are green at Talladega. Delayed start got me.
Yeah, and it always gets me too, Luke, but Matthew Baker on the inside, he's gonna have a good run. And we're back to green. Falkingham's pushing them. How about Veliky and Neagles on the outside? We're 2x2. The third line hasn't started yet, but once they get up to speed, I would expect them to start, Luke. That inside line, led by Baker, has about 2 clear on the outside line. I'd assume at least one of them is going to make their move. We're going to have to wait and see when that happens.
But,
no, we're wrecking. Oh, and it's hard. There's the third caution. Oh, and cars are flying.
It's a big one. And oh boy. And what did I say, Kevin? I said 3. We're going to see 3 yellows.
Race isn't over yet.
And boy, they didn't even get 1 lap green through there before they started wrecking. And let's see where that one happened. I believe one of the front wreckers there was going to be the number 1 of Joshua McCullough. And oh, he just gets hooked there. I believe that
It's gonna be the 04 of Lee. Let's take a look at the onboard of Matt Lee.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Matt Lee. We'll go ahead and go back here just a little bit.
Yeah, Devin, I know Luke's saying solid with the 3. I set the line at 4. I think we're gonna see another, honestly, the way these guys are driving for the win.
Yeah, Matt Lee just gets hooked. Ooh, and he's up on his side there for a minute.
Yeah, he goes for a ride.
Yeah, but he lands her on all 4. That car still drives. Let's go ahead and go back here and take a look at maybe a little more of that one. Oh, yep, Joshua McCullough just hard into the wall. Oh, boy. And yeah, Matt Lee goes.
And he's going to get into it, too. That's going to put both of them out of this one. This is a good camera angle. Steven Miles goes for a little bit of a ride.
John Ward gets a little bit of contact there, it seems. And
Malik barely clears it. I think that's Malik.
God. Yeah, Malik, the number 1. He comes back down, and I believe he comes into... Oh, yeah, he collides with Dylan C. Jones.
That's another incident for Dylan. I mean, unfortunate for him. I think that's Heath
And
Joe Victor on the
literally,
top that clears it.
I'm sorry, for a moment there, Matt Lee was literally on top of Kenny McCullough. That is crazy.
You do not see that much. Matt Lee going for a ride on Kenny. Pause.
And boy, that is 3 cautions out here thus far tonight. Second green-white checkered. Kevin, this one's getting a little crazy out here. A lot of drivers are getting into these incidents. It's going to be tough to see how their repairs are without the fast repairs.
Yeah, and it just seems like that front 4 or 5 keeps clearing it, and they are staying right in this race. It's going to be Matthew Baker, Daniel Foggingham, Cody Neagles, Garrett Maines, Landon Velicky. Then you're going to see Malik Ray, Seipel, Ward, Brambilla, and Martinez. That's going to be your top 10. It seems like the top 5 or 6 is the same guys we've seen up front, and then it's like a big gap between drivers we've talked about a lot tonight and drivers we really haven't mentioned simply because of the wrecks.
Yeah, I mean, with as big as the wrecks, there hasn't been many compared to what we usually see, but what wrecks we've seen have collected many vehicles. You gotta wonder how some of these drivers are gonna take to this one. A lot of them getting involved in that one. That's probably gonna ruin the races for a lot of drivers. We only see the top 19 out of the pits right now.
Yeah, rough night for the McCulloughs. They both were just involved in that incident after about running midfield.
And unfortunate night for them.
Rough night for Ethan Ecker, but he's still running 12th. I don't know. I would assume he's got some damage because he was running up front all night and then just got involved in that incident there towards the end.
I mean, all things considered, looking at his vehicle, he doesn't look too bad. As it stands, I mean, I'm just, getting a rough look here, yeah. To me, his vehicle doesn't really look that damaged, to be honest. You look at his rear bumper here. I mean, yeah, to me, his car looks fine. But still tough to say. Yeah, Matthew Baker, he's no stranger to starting these ones here. It's going to be...
Yeah, Garrett Maines is going to actually be his pusher as Matthew Baker elects to the high line, and Falkingham and Neagles are going to be down low together. Maybe. That's what it appeared like. Not quite sure if it's going to sort out that way.
Yeah,
we're going to the backstretch for one last time before we go green.
I know I called 3 cautions, Kevin. What's your number you're locking in here? I'm sticking to 3. I think they finish this time.
I'm hoping they do, Luke. I mean, I set the line at 4, so I'm really stuck on 4, but I hope they finish here. I'm not quite sure. I think we have 1 or 2 more green-white checkers left. We can check it if it comes down to it after this next... If we get another caution.
Yeah,
but,
which obviously one can only hope we don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're really only going to be focused on your top 20 when we're going to be going this time by, just because most of these vehicles that are behind 22nd place, it seems, are all laps down or in the pits damaged, so it's going to be the command of Matthew Baker on the outside line here as we are going green for the 4th time tonight at Talladega.
Yeah, and here we go. Super exciting stuff. 2 to go. It's been a long night. It's been an exciting night, but it is coming down to this.
Green flag.
Getting down to the wire. The green flag is out. It's going to be Matthew Baker taking the lead here with Daniel Falkingham on his left door.
As inside, we're 2x2 all the way through. It's very stacked up, very tight racing. Matthew Baker in the lead. Falkingham right on the side. Garrett Maines and Cody Neagles on the second line. Maines pushing into Baker. Neagles pushing into Falkingham. That inside line's looking fast to the turns, but here we go in the backstretch for the second to last time, hopefully. And it's A huge run for that second line. They're still 2 wide, no 3 wide yet, but looks like maybe they're gonna take a peek at it, but not quite sure quite yet. As Matthew Baker has a lot of yardage on Falkingham going into the turn, but as we know all too well, the turn is going to be decided by the inside line, and they are getting a lot of speed. That's going to be Falkingham regaining the lead as we are side by side, coming to the white. They're going through the tri-oval. We are one to go here at Talladega.
And it's the last lap. It's going to be Daniel Falkingham leading us off here. But Matthew Baker fast on that outside line. Look at them. They're starting to get a run here. Oh, Daniel Falkingham sideways. He holds it together. That inside line's getting shaky. They're going to hold it together, but Matthew Baker taking the lead on the outside. They're wrecking behind him. They're going to keep going. Matthew Baker. Oh, the inside line's loose. Matthew Baker leaning it off here. Garrett Main's on his heels.
How about Malik Ray now in third with Ethan Eckert back up into fourth?
And oh boy, this is anyone's race. Matthew Baker, he's got the front leg here, but Garrett Main's hot on his heels. There's 4 cars. They're going to start to split here. Exit of turn 4. Number 12 looking at the inside. They're wrecking behind him again. Matthew Baker looking like he's going to be able to cross this one in the front. It's going to be close. Garrett Main's looking at the outside line.
Main's blocking for him.
And it's gonna be
At the
Baker.
line, it's going to be Baker.
Matthew Baker getting it done for Roughneck Racing. And what a end to an exciting race out here, Kevin. There was so much wrecking in that last lap. That was ridiculous. But how about Matthew Baker fighting his way to the front? He gets things done and comes out on top.
Yeah, and a great finish for him, but also a great finish for Garrett Maines as he's able to, not only push him to the win, but also stay with him and maybe throw a couple blocks for him. They were able to work together flawlessly there at those last 2 laps as just about damn near the whole field collides.
Yeah, and holy, that was a wild last lap. I know we're going to have to go back and look at all of the different wrecks out here, but we're going to go ahead and see, I believe, our victory shitties out here for the race winner of the night, Matthew Baker. And how about the victory celebration for Matthew Baker? Racing out of Magnolia, Texas. Getting things done out here, and I know that's going to be one happy mom out there tonight.
Yeah, and that it is. Maines looked for the inside. Baker threw a good block on it, and just not much that could be done as they were 3 wide behind him, just trying to make something happen.
And how about it for Matthew Baker? What a win for him tonight, but there is a lot we got to go back and look at, Kevin. There was a lot of wrecks on that last lap.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of those as we wait for some of our interviewees to get in here. Let's take a look at what all happened there.
All right, so white flag this time by. This is where it's all starting. Near the front of the group right here, I believe James... who's near the front of that group right now? Let's see. Trying to find someone near the front of that group.
I know Falkingham was up there. I know Veliky was up there. Or are you talking about the leaders? Or
I'm talking... Yeah, okay, so here we go. So the wreck happens right in between turns 1 and 2, I believe. We'll slow it down here just a little bit. Yeah, Falkingham gets sideways. Maybe an awkward push there from the number 6 behind him. They all just kind of stack up and dogpile a little bit there. John Ward holds things together. They're 4 wide back there with the 62 sliding back up onto the track. And, oh, jeez. I mean, that is just one ugly wreck. Stephen Miles, the number 4, just gets right in front of his face. They wreck out all back there. The number 74 gets into it, and yeah, they obviously all collect right back there. The number 30 just gets hooked by the number 24 on accident because of the rebound from the number 4.
Take a look at the run of the line between Let's take a look at the run of the line between Eckert, Malik Ray, Garrett Maines, and your winner Matthew Baker. See how things transpired coming out of 4.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at the checkered flag here. We'll jump back to the leaders here and take a look at that one. Wrecking out all behind them. It's a close one across the Geico restart. I feel like if they go 2-2 there, that would maybe get the outside line to have an option. But I mean, at that point, they're all just going for the win there. I think.
Yeah, and that they are, and no doubt that they all wanted it, but Baker just had the speed, and with them going three wide, I mean, really any line that Baker went on, he was going to get pushes on, just from it turned up being Malik not having any room. Let's get our P4 finisher in here, Ethan Eckert. I'd like to talk to him, see how he made it happen. Hey, Ethan, guys in the booth, can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, it was a great race for you after that second caution. We saw you got into it a little bit, fell back to I think P12, P13. It looked like it wasn't going to shape out to be a top five finish for you, but then on that last restart, you started up out 12th, and you were able to work your way through the chaos that was called that last lap and get into P4. You want to talk us through how that one happened?
I mean, there ain't really much to talk through. It all just kind of fell in my lap. I mean, I led the most laps. I was up there the entire race. I did everything right, and then just got put in a bad situation, got wrecked, and then went down, got all my damage fixed, and it pretty much all just got handed to me. I mean, did I deserve P4? Yeah. Should I have gotten it? No. But I mean, I'm happy. I'll take it.
Yeah, an unfortunate wreck there on the second caution. It looked like you were the car to beat for the majority of that race. So a very deserving P4. I'm sure everyone could agree with that. So congratulations on that. And anyone you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, big shout out to Nightmare, Freddie, Cody, Landon, it's great to work with. You guys for broadcasting it, Wagner for putting all this on. He runs a great series on Wednesday, a ton of fun. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all.
All right, I appreciate it, and congratulations, Ethan.
Thank you.
That was your P4 finisher, Ethan Eckert, running laps on laps in the front, just making it work all race, and then there towards the end, got into some issues. Was able to clear it up and get a P4 finish, Luke.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it kind of fell into his lap there. The seas parted for him, but definitely good on him for getting in the money slot there.
Let's take a look at our second place finisher now. That's going to be Garrett Maines. Just able to make it work on the restart with Baker.
So Nash has got.
Hey, Garrett, guys in the booth, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I mean, great race for you, great race for Baker. You guys were able to get together on that outside line on the restart. I know a lot of our guys in our chat, including Baker's mom, wanted you guys to work together, and it happened, and you guys seemed to make it work. Not able to get him at the line, really nowhere to go, but you guys were able to get the 1-2 finish. You want to talk us through how that one went?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew there at the end with the way it was going down, it was going to be kind of a drag race, and I felt like I could have made the move, but if I did it, it was going to take Baker from first to fourth, and I didn't really want to do that to him, so I was trying to get it in a drag race to the line, but situation really never unfolded that way. So, I'll take another 1-2. I had it earlier this year, another opportunity in the season opener, literally just a wide open opportunity to take that win as well. But I don't know, maybe I'm a little too loyal in these situations. I don't like to bail on the people I'm working with in those situations, especially when it's like perfectly executed. But yeah, it's quite a shame. I thought, there at the end, me ducking out of line, I'd have a chance with Malik there, but I kind of get not going with me in that situation. Just, I don't know. That was my only real shot. That was his only. I felt like that was going to work out potentially better for him, but I just didn't want to make the move too early and, kind of leave myself hanging as well. So it is what it is. It would have been nice to bring home a win. I feel like I've been runner-up multiple times here, but good points day again. That's kind of the style of racing that or the philosophy I've got here is like points, just get points. So, another solid points day. We've got, I think, a 12-point lead after this, so 3 races left. Just try to hang on to that and keep the gap as big as we can and see if we can bring home the championship for Wigan Water Technologies. Big shout out to them. Really happy to have them on the car this season. And also big thank you to Scott at MCU Body and Linux.
All right, I appreciate it, Garrett. Congratulations on the second place. A selfish silver finish for you. selfless. Shit, I can't talk, but nonetheless,
You
good
tried.
second place finish, and thanks again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And definitely not a phrase you hear too often in NASCAR. Too clean racing at the end. Too friendly driving, at least. It's always, the common talk of NASCAR, too aggressive driving, but definitely good sportsmanship there on Garrett Maines to help his teammate get up there to the front and helping out his buddies that got him up there into the money slot that he got to.
Yeah, and how about we do our favorite interview of the night, Luke? Let's get our race winner and Matthew Baker. Hey, Matthew, you guys in the booth, can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? I mean, how about that win? You were as far back as I want to say mid-20s at one point in that race. You were able to work your way back up. You were able to get into the front, and then you were able to get your high line on the last restart and make it work despite the chaos that ensued. How'd that one go down?
Yeah, it was great. Unfortunate for Falkingham, there was working well with him throughout the race, but we got put towards the back after we cleared those guys towards the lead, and just weren't really able to work our way towards the front. Then once the pit stops happened, we short fueled, and thankfully we didn't have another green white checker because I ran out doing burnouts there. But wasn't going to be good for a third green white checker. So glad the field strategy worked to my favor, and glad Garrett and I could pull away a 1-2, block the leak, and keep everyone behind us there.
Yeah, good race for the two of you guys getting the 1-2. A lot of our chatters were hoping that you guys, that Garrett could be pushing behind you on that restart, and it ended up happening. And this time we did get to see the finish. We didn't screw it up, so it was a great finish.
Yeah, I hope this one's I really took it away this time, so we hope hope you guys are gonna be a little more entertained this time on the final lap.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was still entertaining to watch back, but it's nice to get on Ninth Gear Broadcasting and get a couple interviews here in the past few days. Had my luck turn around, so really thankful for that. But yeah, first paint in the SummerSlam 499 car, and we'll be having that event coming up soon, and the information will be coming out soon, and really excited.
Yeah, great scheme too. I mean, we enjoyed looking at all the schemes out there. It was definitely one of the better ones. And congratulations on the win. Huge win. 1-2 finish for you guys. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get ready to?
Yeah, just first and foremost, thanks to Coast and Thunder, Baker and Son Construction, MBG Motorsports. Thanks to the family watching back at home, Garrett, Matt. I know Matt had some bad luck there. Late Falkingham as well with the bad luck, but we worked really well together. So ton of fun, and thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and Wagner for always putting on the league and supporting us. It means a lot for sure, and it gets to extend the point lead with Garrett there and try and run away with this championship.
All right, I appreciate it, and congratulations once again on taking home the checkered.
Thanks, brother.
That was your race winner, Matthew Baker. A favorite tonight too, Luke. I mean, a lot of Matthew Baker fans, a lot of people that predicted he finished up front, and he was able to take it home, secure the win, and prove everybody right.
Hey, yeah, no doubt. It was a great finish for him. I know he's got to be happy. Definitely a lot of happy fans for him and one proud mother, no doubt, tonight.
Yeah, and that's gonna about do it for our broadcast tonight.
I want to see if we can get maybe one more in here. Hold on, let me see if I can get maybe one more in here. I want to see if we can maybe get Falkingham in here. I know he had a weird spin out there at the start of the checker, or start of the white flag. I want to see maybe if we can hear what happened from his side. But not too sure if he'll see that message. I think he's live. Now, what do you think? Do we bring him in, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going back and looking at the incident right now.
I just can't tell if it's a push or if his tire got loose.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at it now.
Seems
Here
as
it
though
is.
maybe
I'm
just a
watching.
slight. Almost looks like a bit of a bump. Like he got bumped off of his line, maybe, and his
Yeah, I think they were
tires
just
weren't ready.
I think they were just full pushing it, and they got stacked up. Little incident caused a big incident with nobody really checking there on that last lap. obviously, but
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to get this cleared up. Daniel Falkingham, guys in the booth, can you read me?
Oh, I got you.
Dude, what a weird finish for you. We got to know what happened back there. You were running strong up there up until the final lap. What happened?
Just a pathetic car that needs a lot of fixing. Cody should not be pushing through my car where it wrecks me, like where I have no chance to save. Because Cody was doing everything he could to push me, which is fine. We're race for the win, and it just instantly spent me because of a pathetic piece of junk called the B car. So, frustrating. This third week in a row we've been boned, whether it's like through fuel strategy, getting wrecked or whatnot. It's third week in a row we've been screwed over here for whatever freaking reason. But definitely getting over it at this point because seems like we are putting ourselves in a spot to win, and we just got nothing to freaking show for it. So just frustrating. But I feel bad for Cody. He got caught up in that because he didn't deserve to finish out of the money or lose all the points that he did. But it's what we got to deal with this pathetic car, unfortunately.
Hey, definitely some heated emotions here and some mixed emotions at the end of this race.
yeah,
Daniel
I've heard a
Falkingham's...
lot. I've heard a lot. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
you're
I
good.
have heard a lot of displeasure with this car. You know, as far as how it feels, how it pushes, and was put on display tonight. But a great run for you, Daniel. You know, unfortunate you guys finished, you know, not where you wanted to, but running up front. Just yeah, unfortunate.
Still a good performance
we-
all race.
Yeah, we still got something out of it, but I think with Baker and G-Mains finishing 1-2, I think that pretty much puts us out of it for the championship, unfortunately. So, you got a few weeks left. We'll try to claw back some points we can and try to finish it off strong, but it's just, I'm just annoyed at this point. Like I said, 3 straight weeks getting boned for no reason, but it's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, we appreciate the interview and clearing everything up for us viewers.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Appreciate y'all broadcasting. Thanks to Wider for putting this stuff on. I mean, it's still a good time. Like, we can put on great racing with this car, but unfortunately, we still have stuff like that. But still appreciate Wagner for all he does. Appreciate everyone who comes on races. Shout out to you guys again for broadcasting, and thank you, everybody.
Yep, thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Daniel Falkingham. Well, that clears that up, Luke.
Boy, I
little
can't
bit of
say I quite expected that, but man, definitely some tensions flaring here at the end of this one. That's going to be interesting to see how things boil over into the coming races here, especially as we approach the final races here with the point standings closing in the Roughneck Racing Series. It's going to be a very competitive upcoming few weeks. No doubt.
And you know, not really upset with anybody. You can't really pin the blame on anybody except for the car there. As he stated, just displeased with how it performed and gonna try to do what he can to get back into the points standings for points chase for the playoffs, or the championship. But yeah, just one of those incidents where you're upset, but you can't really be upset with any of the other drivers. So unfortunate for Falkingham, unfortunate for Neagles, and unfortunate for anybody else that got caught up in that stuff up. But yeah, thanks for everyone for coming out. This has been a very exciting race, Luke.
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. I had an absolute blast. It was an absolute hectic wreck here, and I mean, just an absolute hectic race, I mean to say. The absolute crazy amount of wrecks here. It was just absolutely full of excitement. I'm looking forward to this next one, Kevin. What kind of races we got coming up?
Yeah, you know, tomorrow night we have our Western Racing League. That's going to be Trucks at Vegas. That's going to be super exciting. It's going to be around 11 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday night we have at midnight Eastern. It's going to be the Super Speedway Kings Late Night Dash for Cash. That's going to be Talladega in the Legacy cars. That's going to be super fun. And then Sunday night we have our Truck League with Champion Motorsports. That's going to be Trucks at Pocono. So a lot of different variety from what we've been seeing lately, Luke.
Yeah, a lot of tracks, Kevin. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and we hope to see all you viewers out there. And as always, again, it was a very...
Thing.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Sorry, I'd like to add one more thing. I'd like to add in that we are going to be posting the link to our brand new Discord. Top comment. It's going to be there. It's going to be giveaways, updates on our broadcasts, announcements, just different booking opportunities when we get openings. So if you are a league owner, know a league owner, or you just want to hang out, enter a couple of giveaways,